take in this information as almost like an insight, a window into a possibility, but also meditate on it yourself. Meditate on it, resonate with it, process it, internalize it, try and make it make sense. You have to try and make sense of this information. And then sometimes it's very clear. Sometimes it just clicks like, yes, that's me. Yes, I relate. Yes, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it's like, well, let me think about it. How do we like this setup? We'll see. But I wanted to do like a more oracle themed style video. So with a setup like this, you can see like my board live down here. This is my hands, my hands, my hands, my hands. So when I've been doing this, I've been asking questions that I want to seek answers to. But I'm going to show you kind of how I do it. So this is my first video. It's going to be a little clunky. And then we're going to follow up with some tarot cards. First off, I have this little shot glass filled with these little like plastic jewels, like plastic diamond things. And what I do is I just keep throwing them onto the board until all of them are sticking onto the board. And then we'll pull information that way. Focus on your question, your concern, your problem, your issue, and then we're going to pull or try to pull some significant data. If you see me looking here, I'm looking at my monitor. All right. Okay. So for this one, I am getting September. Getting Aquarius. The weekends with Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so 3 of them fell off the board, so I'm just going to put them back into this little cup. Okay, so starting from the beginning, we got Saturday and Sunday. So that is the weekend. We got the number 4. And we got September. But I was really feeling a pulling towards September, the month of September. So let me go to my calendar real quick and we'll look at months that have the number 4 in them. Let me move it over to this screen. Months that have the number 4 in them every month, but around the weekend, around like a Saturday. Okay, so the month of October, during the first week of October, will be Saturday the 4th. The 4th will fall on a Saturday. So it looks like something is going to start over a weekend in September, and it's going to last until the 4th of October. Now, we also got Aquarius. So this interaction on September over the weekend is going to take place with an Aquarius. there's going to be an Aquarian involved, so try and pay attention to that. Now, the second time that we did this, we got no. So there's kind of a little bit of a yes or no answer there. And we also got the letter R. So sometimes what I'll do is I will add up the numerical value of the letter, and then I will add that to any numbers that we get, which we got 22, if I did my math correctly. Feel free to correct me. 22, which you would then just add the 2 and the 2 together, which would just be 4. So 4, the number 4 could be significant to you. The letter R, maybe this Aquarian could start with the letter R, or maybe the R will be something significant in terms of like a job, the like a business of employment, or it could be the first letter of like a car, or I'm getting a roundabout. I have no idea roundabout if that's significant. And lastly, we got Sagittarius right here. You can kind of see it. Sagittarius. So it seems like something's going to start during a weekend in September. We only have a few left. So pay attention to that. Be prepared for that. I'm not necessarily getting... See, I'm sneezing because I did it wrong. I'm not really getting that it's going to be with an Aquarian person. I said that it could be, but what I'm getting is it's going to have Aquarian energy. So Aquarian, it says right here, innovation, humanitarianism, independence, a focus on the collective good, often characterized as a visionary, unconventional, futuristic, embodying a detached, big picture perspective focused on humanity's progress and evolution. While this energy can inspire revolutionary ideas and technological advancements, its shadow side includes emotional detachment and isolation. So, I'm not so much getting the shadow aspect of this reading. I'm getting this kind of like Aquarian energy where there's going to be a project that is started in this month, and it's going to be started over a weekend, and it's going to be progressing, which is but also like kind of what I'm getting with like the waves. I was really getting like energy waves moving forward until the 4th of October. So it seems like it's going to be a pretty big project, but it's not going to be time consuming and bad, because we also got no. And if you're anything like me, whenever it comes to a project, I'm just like, am I going to fail this project? Am I going to do bad? The answer to that negative kind of like idea of if you're going to fail at it is going to be no. You're going to be able to continue. With R, oh, it could be a professor's name. This could be dealing with a professor with that name. Interesting. And it's going to end it with a Sagittarian energy. Now, the person, you could meet a person who's a Sagittarius, of course. But a Sagittarian energy is kind of like, it makes me think of Chiron, the archer. It makes me think of like dead on aim. It makes me think of like pinpoint precision. It makes me think of like success, like being successful at it. So there's going to be this project that comes up and it's going to be very highly successful. starting in September here soon over a weekend with an Aquarian energy, ending in October in a Sagittarius energy. And the number or the letter R could be highly significant, and maybe the number 4. Maybe the number 4 as well, because we do have the number 4 here. But when you do the numerology, it comes out to 22, which comes out to 4. So 22 could also be significant. It could be the 22nd of September. So from the time I'm recording this, which is Wednesday the 17th, the 22nd will be next Monday of next week. So pay attention with that. So now what I want to do is I have this key, and what I like to do is throw it onto the board. Is I set it onto the board and I kind of like spin it. So like I'll spin the key, and usually what I do is I focus more on this inner ring of like yes and no energy styles. But sometimes it will point out a significant day, and sometimes it will point out a significant letter or a number. Once again, we do numerology, a sign, or a month. It just kind of depends if it like lands in between like these yes or no spots right in here. Focus on your question. Focus on the answer that you want. Truly, that's how we manifest things in our lives, is we focus on the things that we want. I mean, even scripture states we have to work on our own salvation. So focus on the answer that you want, but also be honest with yourself and allow yourself to be open to the answer that you receive. Okay. So right here, for instance, it's coming this way. We're getting the number 1 and October. So maybe you were focused on a yes or no answer, but this is giving a time and date of when you will receive your answer. So we have October 1st. So pay attention to that date, October 1st, coming up here soon. And we're getting a yes. So I guess on the October 1st, we did get a yes as well. So yes, October 1st. Now we're getting yes Tuesday. In February. So maybe the letter G. I'm not too sure on that. Because it doesn't necessarily go through the G. But it's not ignoring the G either. So yes, Tuesday, and the month of February. So now February could be literally next year, February 2026. Or it could be somebody's birth month. Or it could relate to something that happened in February of 2025 of this year. So my advice is to take in this information as almost like an insight, a window into a possibility, but also meditate on it yourself. Meditate on it, resonate with it, process it, internalize it, try and make it make sense. you have to try and make sense of this information. And then sometimes it's very clear. Sometimes it just clicks like, yes, that's me. Yes, I relate. Yes, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it's like, well, let me think about it. So let's spend one more time. All right. So now we're getting yes, Tuesday. Okay, so something is definitely yes in Tuesday. So something, there's a big yes that's going to happen on Tuesday. So next Tuesday is the 23rd, which is Rosh Hashanah. So that could be significant to some of you. That's kind of that. I'm going to go ahead and pause on the Oracle board. And I do also have like this pendulum that I will sometimes use, but I find that I like this method of scattering like the little gems. Can y'all see them? They're kind of hard to see on the board. But yeah, I find that like scattering them just like is really cool, the clarity and insight that you can get with this. So now what I want to do is I want to pull some oracle cards. So these, it's called Omens of the East. It's kind of hard to see. Here, I'll put it down here. Okay, so it's called Omens of the East. And so what this deck is it's a list of omens to look out for and significant meaning. And maybe you've already like been noticing these things or seeing these things and haven't realized the significance. I love this deck. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love this deck. I use this almost daily. I find that I use this deck a lot. That's pretty cool. I like this new setup. This is changing my life. All right. These three omens fell out. So I'm getting that these are the ones that you need to be paying attention and on the lookout. Pay attention to and on the lookout for. So we have a dream of horse riding. Here, I'll put them this way. We have dog howl. And we have dreams of Buddha. All right. So what this is saying, obviously, is that you need to pay attention to your dreams. You're getting significant downloads and information in your dreams, and you're receiving certain answers to your questions, your problems, your scenarios, your what have you in your dreams. And you need to be paying attention and maybe documenting them, or at least trying as best as possible to remember. So, dreams of horse riding indicates like a sense of freedom, a sense of control, a sense of um, just like onward to better things is what it comes down to. Dream of Buddha means you're going to be receiving gifts and blessings and answers very soon. Abundance of whatever you're asking for. Like whatever your heart is asking for, you're going to receive a tremendous amount, like an abundant amount of that. Dog howl. Now, this is more of like an exterior omen. So like the dreams are obviously like internal, they take place like in our sleep. But the dog howl, this is an exterior omen where you may be hearing a dog more often than you normally would. Like your neighbor's dog or a dog down the street or whatever, maybe barking, maybe howling, maybe making noise specifically in the night. And so what, or I guess not some like the night, but I guess it could be any time because if you look here, it's during the day. But what that means is the dog is sensing the presence of like an evil spirit, and the dog is chasing that evil spirit away, is beckoning that evil spirit to leave. So the dog is acting as like a spiritual guardian, like a guardian against evil spirits. So um it's a good sign. It means that it's a good omen. That it means that you are being protected, that you are protected from evil spirits and evil attacks. Um the butterflies visit. If you notice, the butterflies are in the shape of a person. So this could be like an unexpected guest, but it's not an unwanted visitor, if that makes sense. So like an unexpected guest, meaning like a friend or a family member or a introduction to a person that you weren't really expecting, or maybe this person will come up to you and will want to communicate with you, and you weren't expecting this person specifically to want to show an interest in you. So that's what this means. You'll notice when the timing of this event is coming by the butterflies. It doesn't necessarily have to be blue butterflies. It might be literal, but just some sort of like butterfly, moth, dragonfly, maybe a bee. I'm getting just like flying insect. Weird, right? But just kind of like they use butterflies because butterflies are beautiful, butterflies are pretty, butterflies are more likable than say like seeing a wasp or a bee or what have you. But it could just be anything like that. So you'll see this type of omen, and then you'll know to expect a random introduction that you weren't necessarily expecting. Okay, so for this one, we got right eye flutter. So now I haven't actually pulled this card before, so I'm gonna have to read up on it. So that's the artwork of it, just so you can see. All right, now let's go ahead and look this one up. So it is 49 in the little book. All right. So right eye flutter. So what this means is, you know how sometimes we get random little like spasms like in our eyes. Some people like to point it out, like, look, my eye is twitching or whatever. Ugh, sorry, it's my contact. This is my left eye, not my right eye. Okay. Um, but it's my contact. It's like moving around in my eye and irritating my eye. But right eye flutter is good news, luck, and hope. You wouldn't assume that. I didn't assume that with the blood dripping from the eye. I definitely thought it was a bad omen. So this card has different time slots. So based on around the time that you may experience like an eye flutter, it'll have a significant meaning. So from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., you will meet someone from far away, possibly from another country. And then from 9 to 1, or sorry, I said a.m., but from 5 to 9, you will meet someone from a far away, possibly from another country. So that could be this unexpected visit. 9 to 1, a relative or friend living abroad or in a different area will bring good fortune to you. Right, once again, the butterfly visit. Um, 1 to, it's in military time. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna read it. I don't feel like doing the math. So from 13 to 1659, whatever you've been thinking about or planning to do will be successful. And then from 17 o'clock to 18:59 o'clock, you will unexpectedly meet someone or something from your past, such as an old friend. And then from 19 onwards, there will be arguments or conflicts with family members. Right. So that explains this. So, as you can see, based on the time, which is what this is signifying, is the different times. It was good omen, good omen, good omen, good omen, and then bad omen, based on the time. So depending on the time of day, the eye flutter could mean a good thing or a bad thing, but it's all going to relate back to this butterfly visit. So that's just something to be aware of, something to pay attention to. But all right, so yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. I'm hoping that I can do more. I really like this setup. I really like having both views, like, of me. Sorry, my contact is just going berserk right now. Okay, I'm gonna have to end this video here because my contact is really bothering my eye. I'm gonna have to just take it out and let my eye rest. But yes, so I really like this setup of having like a view of the tabletop as well as, you know, me up here. Hopefully there'll be more videos like this to come in the future. Hopefully some of this information resonated. And yeah, okay, bye.